Well, hello and welcome to ILoveGay today. And we are with my friend Ken Krell. And he and I were hanging out quite a lot only a few months ago at the IGLTA convention in Osaka, where we were talking all things travel. And so, Ken, it's good to see you here.
It is great to see you, Dr. Scallery. How are you? Well, I'm losing my voice. Wow.
No, and as your states and what you were there kind of really promoting is this fantastic kind of organization and company you put together with Pride Nomads. But what we're here to talk about is that you're doing a summit. You're doing an event called the World Playground Summit,
Yeah.
and it's all kind of wrapped around the idea of the LGBTQ world of digital nomads.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the whole idea was that as location independent entrepreneurs, workers, freelancers, whomever, the world should be our playground. And so I thought if we're going to do something online, and it's going to be a giant event all online, so you can watch it in your underwear or naked if you want, whatever, um, in that theme, right? The cool thing is that it's really all about if you wanted to live a lifestyle where you could work from the beach in Bali or don't work from the beach in Bali, or work from the south of France, or be in Bangkok where I used to live, or anywhere for that matter. We want to empower that ability. So how do you make the transition from being stuck in an office to being able to travel as you are? How do you travel safely? How do you manage relationships while you're on the road that way? If you're single, if you're married, what do you do with the dog? It
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
conversation yesterday with somebody. All those things. And if you have kids, as so many of us have, not us, not me, have these days, how do you manage that? And which I think is a great thing for the kids. So we're covering all that, 75 speakers, including you, of course, and a lot of fun folks. And we're looking for more,
Yeah.
not necessarily more than 75, but we have a bunch of them identified, and we're recruiting speakers for sure. But all of them are bringing their own element of wisdom to how do you manifest this ability to travel the world and run your business or run your life that way, so that you can be in Colombia for the next 3 weeks,
Yeah.
and explore, Medellin and some of the other places, and really know what the world really is. Because if you're US centric, as so many of our viewers are, the world is much bigger than the United States. I mean, I left the US in 2009, as you know, although it was my first time in Japan ever when I saw you there,
Oh, wow.
which
Wow.
was bizarre. That I connected through there a lot. I mean, I know the airports really well. But so we're doing this whole thing. It's all being pre-recorded, so you can watch it whether you're in Sydney or in Singapore or in the south of France. It will be at any time you want. So that's kind of cool to make things easier. And it's going to run. I'll leave the dates alone because the dates may shift a little bit based
Okay.
upon logistics.
Yeah.
So when we give you the click, you see those dates. That's why this can be stay a little bit evergreen. But we this is the first of its kind of an online event that I'm aware of for LGBTQ plus digital nomads.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and
Nice.
our friend Kathy was like, Ken, it's not the world record. We have the world record. I'm like, I know this is for digital nomads, not for the general public. So no, we're having a pissing contest about who's going to be the biggest.
But how's that going to work? Because I can understand the
Yeah.
whole idea about having a virtual summit and having all these speakers online. Is it going to be that folks would just kind of log onto a website and it would stream through that, or are they going to be watching through something like Zoom, or what's the technology that you're going to be bringing that together?
Awesome. So we're going to run it. I'm not sure the exact platform we're going to use, frankly. It could be
Yeah,
that we stream it through Zoom, but I doubt it. It'll probably The reason why it would be good on Zoom is only because there would be a live chat with that video.
yeah,
But technologies exist for that. More than likely, it'll be held at pridenomad.com on a secure page. We're making it free for everybody, but those
yeah,
that have VIP access, which gives them access to recordings and bonuses and all that, will have a separate place that they can watch.
yeah.
So
And people will be able to, like you said, everything's being recorded, so they could watch at any given time. And I'm assuming you're going to probably have all those indexed and put
yes.
on the
Oh, yeah,
website. And
it'll be kind of like a TV show.
yeah,
And more than likely we'll drip out different people on different days so that because here's the thing is that if we throw everything together in one place, people
yeah,
will watch nothing. If you tell people everything, they'll be overwhelmed. So
yeah.
that's why we're spacing it out over 10 days so that you can watch a little bit at a time. And the sessions will be no more than 30 minutes. So, and what we're doing, and if you are watching this and you run a community group, we need to talk because we're giving all the community groups all over the world a 30 or 60-second free commercial in that space. because we
Okay.
want to bring the community into this thing,
Yeah.
which is really important to us.
Yeah.
So the speaker slots are about 24 minutes in their entirety, and some will be either like TED Talks, others will be interviews that we'll be doing to make it easier for the speakers. We have a lot of people that are very busy,
Yeah.
and then I'm leaving 6 minutes to give to the community,
Okay.
which will be fun. Yeah, and we're gonna have a contest of who has the favorite commercials. So
That'll be
yeah,
fun. But I
yeah,
know, like, I noticed some of your primary topics. I mean, one of them, especially, there's so many Costa Rica, Portugal. There's so many countries that are kind of putting themselves out there to be first top of mind when it comes to being a location for digital nomads.
yeah,
But I know that one of the topics, yeah, was which ones of those are LGBTQ plus friendly,
yeah.
and I know it's whether it's safety, friendliness. I know that's going to be a big topic as well.
Sure is. Yeah, we did a lot of research on that. In fact, I've got some rather significant videos that are trending on our YouTube channel now because people are obviously people looking at how can I escape the US. And I want to be clear, we're not advocating you leave the US permanently. I'm just saying know that you have control so that you don't feel completely lost, like, oh shit, I am screwed here.
Yeah.
And a lot of people feel that way. The idea is you can go Spain, Portugal, Thailand, Taiwan, the Netherlands, Germany still for now, South Africa, believe it or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's some significant places in the world that we can go and feel safe and secure, knowing that the laws are behind us. And then there's others like Italy where you can feel safe, but the laws are not behind you.
Yeah.
So, there's those distinctions. But yeah, we've got 21 that we've identified so far in video on the YouTube channel, and there's more that are still there, but not necessarily as prominent for us, whether they be more expensive or living is harder or whatever.
Yeah.
But we have some places that we can be.
Nice. But I also noticed you're going to dive more into like the revenue side, whether it's build business models, but also just how do I love the term location independent income.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think, in terms of like when people get into digital nomad, what the hell is a digital nomad? I hear that a lot. And the idea is that my advocacy is that we have a location independent lifestyle, that if you want to live in San Diego, go live in San Diego. But I can't. Bullshit, you can't. You can,
Hmm.
but the kids or the dog, you can. There are schools in San Diego, cowboy. So I want people to recognize that it's very doable. And listen, I left the States in 2009, moved to Thailand for God's sakes. But what about the language? They speak English there. Yes, they speak Thai prominently, but the
Yeah.
language of ASEAN, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, their language is English. And so you can get by. I got by for nearly 10 years without speaking Thai, 10 words in Thai. And no, I
Wow.
didn't have a Thai boyfriend either. So all that mindset of, but I can is all mental stuff.
Yeah.
BS, bad story.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of places that we can go and travel. These days, it's like you go to the airport, that's where planes take off. You get on an airplane, you go to sleep, hopefully. When you wake up, you're in another country. It's that simple. And yes, you and I are jaded. We travel a lot, but that really is the way it is, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah. 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 That's what I'm doing that next. That's why I'm going to work on this video next week because this weekend I'm going to Spain for 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
we're just my husband has a job that he's able to work remotely, so we're going to work remotely for a week. But then he's also cycling in a corner of Spain up in near the Pyrenees. So it's like one of those things that
Oh,
so we've been doing this for a while now, balancing personal life, business life, and weaving those in together into being able to like we were in France for an entire month of January just to kind of test out and see how long we can be away.
yeah. Well, that's the beautiful thing. And if you can live portably, I mean, I'm doing the world now. I'm calling it the Pride Nomad World Tour. It's a year on the road. I've got my backpack and a rollerboard suitcase. All fits in the overhead. There's no
Yeah,
baggage at all.
yeah,
Now, I mean, some of the things I'm giving up, like I'm giving up my expensive cameras and teleprompter for my videos and stuff. I'm now talking to you from my Mac, and I'm at my mom, so I'm here for a little bit, kind of keeping an eye on her because she's getting up there.
yeah,
So you can't see what's behind me, thank goodness. So I bought a cheap blue screen, and
yeah,
and
yeah,
we're good.
yeah.
So you don't need to have everything. And I learned that back in 2009 when I left the States and moved to Thailand. I left with kind of nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
I had just lost business-wise, and business had all crashed due to the economic crash and lost millions of dollars in the real estate market. And so it was like shirt on my back, let's restart. And what an easier way to live. And I say that because I had no insurance to pay. I
Mm,
didn't have any real obligations. It was simple. It was really simple. And
yeah,
you'd be surprised, like the public transportation system, for example, in Thailand, in Bangkok, for example, is infinitely better than what you'll see here in Miami.
yeah,
I mean, very different. So for those that are like, I don't know that I can do it. Yeah, you can. Yeah, and start off, you made a point. You tested for a month. Try a week, try a couple weeks. During COVID, everyone learned how to operate on Zoom.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I've been running remote businesses forever. Yes, if you have a dry cleaning company in Duluth, you have to hire a manager. Okay, hire a manager. But my profit, yeah, but you'll have other things you can do. I mean, that's the whole mindset of what we want to teach during the summit
Yeah,
is to give people and empower them the ability to make the shift if they choose, or if they're already traveling as a nomad, how to make it even more fulfilling and more affordable.
yeah. Well, I know I'll be in good company as a speaker because I know you've got John Tanzella from IGLTA and Austin Mata from Too Bad Tourists,
It's
and
awesome.
I got the whole list that I won't go through because it's like Rachel Covello from Outcoast. So you've got great people that we near and dear to my heart. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody together there.
It's going to be fun. And actually right now, I mean, literally this minute I'm in process. Well, this minute I'm with you, but we're talking to the folks that start out. We're talking to the folks at Gangels because so many of their people have great lessons to teach, great
Yeah,
experience to share. And we're bringing their folks on as speakers as well. Some people that you may not have heard of, which I think is the best part, because it's fresh input into our marketplace.
yeah,
Because here's the thing, when you started talking about travel, people think, digital nomad, the first thing they think about is travel. I think it's business, in my view,
yeah,
because we're dancing the dance of, if you are a digital nomad, yes, you can be location independent as an employee, but for 40 plus years, I've been teaching entrepreneurs to be investors and to run their own businesses. And so I want everyone to have the ability to not be on the receiving end of bye bye, you're fired, as opposed to having the opposite. I was with a gentleman last night at dinner. I had to be careful how I said with a gentleman, and he was a gentleman. But he lost his job a couple years ago and is now teaching and hates it. He's in an environment where it's very petty and very small, and he's miserable. And it's like, how do we get out of this? And I said, we have an answer.
yeah,
So that's the way I want to look at it as recognizing that there is a way out. And if I'm going to teach you to be an entrepreneur, I'm going to teach you how to do it while you're traveling the world because you
yeah,
can do infinite numbers of things without having to be stuck walking a dog, and hell, you can be a dog walker in Peru,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So it's the options are there and they're magnificent.
And the options didn't exist years ago, just a few years ago. And I mean, I call it's a golden age where a lot of things have come together, including the silver lining for the pandemic is that people learned how to use Zoom. They also
Yes.
learned that they can work remotely and somehow still be productive. So you put those two big components together, but you layer on top of that the fact that Wi-Fi, you just need your good Wi-Fi, and even a last little piece, which is that we don't, well, there's two. You don't feel so disconnected. You could be anywhere in the world, but through social media, you're able to stay in touch with people in a way that you know what it's not just you're emailing them back and forth. You know how they feel, you know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
And all those pieces come together. And I find it to be a golden age in the
I
work
believe
you
it
do.
is. And the thing is, it's like, people like, I don't have the right equipment. Dear heart, all you need is this.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, I was doing my famous 3-day training. It was a training on how to actually sell big ticket items. I mean, like 20, 30, $60,000 things on the Zoom stage, with
yeah,
the Zoom room, not even in front of an audience, which I used to do physically. And the computer crashed on day three of course, the most crucial point when you're selling, right?
yeah, yeah,
I finished it up on the iPhone for God's sakes and did great.
yeah,
And so you don't need all this heavy duty technology. I mean, yes, I missed my teleprompter because I would be looking at the screen like that straight on, with an $800 camera. Oh,
yeah,
fabulous. But right now my Mac's doing just fine. Thank you very
yeah.
much.
It is.
Not as much fun, the better quality of my boom, like you got your mic there. I don't have any of that right now because it's in storage in Sydney.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
fine. I don't want, and I could have it all if I wanted another bag. Screw that. I don't want to travel with another bag. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
you'll appreciate this. I met a woman in Nepal. My mom and I went trekking there a few years ago, and her deal was She travels only with a backpack and it cannot weigh more than her body weight. That was it. I mean,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
that was it.
That's still admirable that she can carry that around.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I'm thinking about body weight. No, it may have been 25% of the body. It was
Yeah,
like light. And I even have a video somewhere of her how she packs
yeah.
because it's all multi-use. I mean, listen, I got 7 pair of underwear for the year. Like I had to, I'm like, I ran out.
Turn them
Um,
inside out.
yeah. Well, you learn how to wash in the sink.
Yeah,
Hotel shampoo in the sink, and you hang it on a hanger.
yeah.
You know,
I'm
but
looking
that's what
forward.
you need.
I'm looking forward to all this. That's what I was saying. Like, yeah. Plus, your enthusiasm is good. Helps. I think not just sell it, but it's clear what's going to come through on the day of the summit. And so
Yeah. Well, the
I'm
days,
looking.
it's 10 days. It's
Yeah,
10.
10 days of
Yeah.
yeah, and when it starts, I know you said April, so I'll we'll
Yeah. The dates are in April right now. I'm candidly concerned whether or not I'm going to be able to get it all together in time,
yeah,
and only because there's so many speakers and we don't have the big team I used to have. So I may do a push. And since it's online, it's pushable. No one's buying
yeah,
airplane tickets to be at a hotel. So
exactly.
it gives us that extra. But here's the thing, if you're watching and you think you have a message that you could deliver that would change the world, we want to hear from you because I'm really we are curating the right people.
Yeah, yeah,
You've got to be able to really bring it to this thing. And don't worry about not having a presentation because we've shifted that, Matt, and really because we have people that want to speak, but they're too damn busy. So I'm saying, look, let's just have a curriculum. There's things I want to cover. I'll ask you the questions, you answer them, and we're good. And so
yeah,
there's no need then for, the stress of a TED Talk kind of a thing. Those that want
yeah,
to do it, I love the model, but recognizing, especially right now with what's going on, and particularly in the uh, political side of things, no one's got time for that.
yeah,
People don't have time to even talk to me right now because they're busy trying to find funding that they've lost.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
hopefully this will be able to raise awareness, give people some education training, raise some money for them as well, because our VIP goes towards those community agencies. So, we're hoping this makes a big difference because I'm on a mission, and this is a movement for us,
yeah,
is to get people empowered. And there's no, to my knowledge, there is no international LGBTQ plus digital nomad entrepreneurial master anything. We're building it.
yeah, yeah.
So, this means a bunch. And you do such an incredible job bringing everybody together, sir,
Thank
that
you.
very, very gratified to have you on the team.
I'm looking forward to all this. So we'll I look forward to seeing where it all goes. I'll be in contact with you on this, and I'll make sure there's links when I post this. I'm going to make sure the links to the summit, to Pride Nomads, all of that is there, so that it's real easy for folks to find exactly what they need.
Fabulous. You are a rock star, but you know that.
It's wonderful to see you here,
Oh,
and
stop, stop.
stop, and look forward to seeing you soon.
All right. Hey, safe travels, my friend.
Thanks, now.
Feels good, so good. Coming back